Welcome. My name is Newman García, and I'll be reading your energy today. Thank you for being here. Trust that if you were guided here, there's something that you're meant to hear. Always take what resonates, leave the rest. Let's begin aligning our chakras. Take an inhale from the bottom of your tailbone, climbing up your spine to the crown of your head. Hold it. Slowly exhale. Just allowing your body to relax, your mind to quiet, tuning yourself to your natural frequency of well-being, which enables you to receive the messages from your divine team, your highest good. For only divine love and light are allowed into the space. Thank you, Spirit. Let's begin. I did something that I never do, which is pull a card beforehand, and it was almost accidental. My hand just grabbed and reached for it because you're a beacon of light. You realize that, don't you? You've navigated through the terrain of the dark night of the soul. Maybe you're finishing up that journey to where you become the beacon of light. Full body chills. If you know, I always get full body chills for confirmation from source when I speak the correct words. And something that you're realizing about being the beacon of light is that your light is going to continually grow brighter through our concept, our perspective of linear time. And what you've gotten incredible at through this journey of the dark night of the soul, this awakening process, is realizing that you're never going to get it done. As you grow brighter, you're integrating more darkness. And what's beautiful about this journey is that the darkness becomes almost imperceptible. It's almost like the image of a street sweeper is coming up on my mind, of just driving down the road, absorbing all of this energy, this dark energy. We'll say that the debris is dark energy, and almost automatically transmuting it into light, into fuel for your light. Taylor Swift is coming to my mind. I'm not a big Swiftie, but I love the Shake It Off song. And in it, she says, haters gonna hate, 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 hate. You're an expert at transmuting that energy that is pointed at you potentially into light. You've gone through so many different gauntlets, is the word coming to my mind, that nothing can stop you. You have achieved the understanding of the subtle art of not giving a fuck. Maybe that book is relevant to you. Because you get that the lighter you are, the more energy is going to be focused in on you. And not all of it is going to be that which you prefer, but you can immediately transmute it into love and light. You are a powerful creator, a beacon of light. And I've never received that message from this card before, so that is very relevant for you. Keep transmuting the energy. You're a divine alchemist. You are a pro at this. You don't have to try. It's just what you do. And you've done it your whole life, is what you're beginning to realize. You've connected the dots to your entire story of realizing, I've always been placed in these environments of chaotic energy in order for me to be the one to transmute it. And maybe it got to a point where you realized, whoa, I'm doing way more than what I signed up for. Let me figure myself out. Let me hermit a little during this dark night of the soul. And now you have come back brighter than ever, and you're allowing yourself to slowly integrate back into society, into your new life, your new book. If that resonates, check out, I think, a couple readings ago. As you get better and better at the automation of creation. Let's pull a tarot card. Love, Two of Cups. You have achieved unconditional love for yourself. You are in balance emotionally. Probably for one of the first times in your life, you might have been someone who kind of swayed into extremes, one direction to the other. Or maybe you were someone that denied a lot of, I'm pointing this way, but it doesn't matter the direction, a lot of lower vibrational energies. You bottled up emotion instead of allowing it to process. You put a happy face sticker over an empty gas gauge and said, I'll be fine. Until you got to a point where you said, can't go any further, got to figure something out. And that's what made you into a brighter beacon of light, because you learned how to honor yourself. You learned how to choose you. And that's the human journey. The most selfless thing any human on this planet can do is to be selfish as fuck. Is to fill their cup up so full that the overflow naturally goes out to everyone else. I'm driving for Uber currently at this time of this reading. I know that it's super temporary because I've had many different jobs as I built businesses and other financial endeavors that were temporary lessons on my trail. And I bring it up because I will not drive unless my cup is full, because I will not expose humanity to a version of myself that I don't want to see more of. That's selfish of me to not do it until I filled my cup up, which is the most selfless act, because then when I go out into the world, just as I would never record one of these unless I'm in a place where I know my cup is full and I can offer the energy that I wish to provide for you, for my collective. You have learned how to fill your cup up, which breaks all codependent patterns, because you know how to fill yourself up without anyone else. You've become unconditional at figuring that out, to the point where your cup is pretty much always full, but you know when it's time to go take care of yourself and get away from everyone else. You're skilled at that. You have found unconditional love for yourself. It's the most selfish thing you can do, which is the most selfless thing you can do for all of humanity. It is the opposite of helpful to sacrifice your own well-being for another, regardless of how much they need your help, because they had the choice to fill their cup up. And that's what we're really breaking. We're breaking this weird story of aging poorly, is what's coming to my mind, of feeling an obligation to take care of those who chose not to take care of themselves, out of the feeling that they sacrificed their well-being for us, for the collective, and so now there's an obligation. We don't need that much stuff to be happy and to be fulfilled. Sunshine is free. Fresh air is abundant. Water is pretty readily available for the majority of the world. And food for some beings is becoming less and less important as we evolve. There are breatharians on this planet already who do not need food in order to transmute the energy from their environment into their physical vessel. And shelter in most environments on the planet are pretty safe to live in. So there's not very many reasons to ever sacrifice one's well-being for the benefit of another. Because really all that does is create this entanglement of scattered energy, and it does no good for anyone. And that's what you've learned, which makes you a beacon of light. The beacon of light, this is the message that normally comes through with this card, is not one that goes out saving the ships by leaving its post. It stays steady and knows that the ships that reach it are going to receive the help that they need, and those that don't, won't. But the beacon of light, if it left its post, this is really resonant. If it left its post, if it decided to dim its light to go self-sacrifice for another, how many ships would miss out on the help that the beacon would have been if it just stayed steady and held and had its cup full? That is very resonant for someone. I have full body chills. You're not meant to help those who don't help themselves. For everyone on this journey has source within them, and everyone can receive source through the effortlessness of going outside. And everyone on this planet has access to the outside. You know, maybe not someone in Antarctica, right? But we're not talking extremes. We're talking majority. So, yeah, you've learned how to fill up your cup. This is an interesting reading that's coming through. The moon is about, take a drink of water. The moon, I want to touch on this. I have no judgment for anyone's decisions because I don't judge my own. And I've done a lot of things that I wouldn't continue doing. The moon is about subconscious beliefs, dark beliefs that we're shining light on, truths that we're shining light on. As I drank water, it's probably 95% of what I drink is water. I consume other beverages, but I used to be someone who drank a lot of alcohol because I grew up with parents who drank a lot of alcohol to numb their feelings. Now, sometimes it was to have fun, but it was a habit. I mean, every night they would come home and drink. That's relevant for someone for sure. You are not obligated to take care of those who didn't take care of themselves. That's on them. They had access to water, but their consciousness received the thoughts that numbing was the path forward. This is very relevant for someone. I don't know who I'm talking to, but it's coming through strongly. In order for humanity to become one of health without dis-ease, you must become one of health without dis-ease, which means you must shine the truth on the knowing that everyone is responsible to find their love for themselves, which fills up their cup, and then the overflow is for everyone else, which allows you to be the beacon of light. You're not there to empty your cup and drain your own life force for those who never figured out how to do it themselves. That doesn't teach them anything. It only enables the behavior to continue. The Fool. You don't know what's coming. And that's great. Because you're in this in-between. I said in a previous reading, you're in the prologue of your new book. I think it was 2 readings ago. Go check it out. I forgot what I titled it. You're in the prologue of your new book. And you have no idea what's coming next, but you do know how to fill up your cup. You do know that you're a beacon of light. And you do know that you're only going to help those who are helping themselves, who are truly seeking, because you are a part of New Earth, which is rooted in everyone learning, remembering, understanding self-love. For that is the most selfless act anyone on this planet can do. Because when you love yourself, your chakras are aligned, like we did at the beginning of this guided reading, which means your health is in line, and you're of a consciousness to receive the highest frequencies, which is tuned to Gaia's ascension as well. It's not just humanity that is ascending, it is the entirety of all that is constantly on an ascension pattern, an ascension path. And Gaia is along with that. And the more we get outside, the more we tune to nature, the more we accept we don't know what's coming. This Fool card, he has no idea what's coming, but he's going for it because he has nothing to lose. He's like a newborn baby. You're like a newborn baby with an adult body and experience and wisdom that has been remembered for you to go out into the world and express yourself uninhibited. Ooh. 3 of Wands, virtue. You're doing this through your moral compass, your soul's moral compass. You are being selfish enough to fill up your cup first, understanding that that's the most selfless act you can do for all of humanity in order for you to embody the beacon of light that you are, which is naturally shining light on the illusion that we need a lot of the systems that we need. We don't. You and I, this collective, we are a part of the collective consciousness, the humans that decided to choose themselves and break free of all of the systems of control in order to birth a new earth rooted in love, creativity, abundance, which is natural in all of nature outside of humanity. Humans are the only ones that kind of, I don't even want to say mess things up, launched a lot of contrast in order for us to have the desire to live as we wish, which is freely, openly, creatively. It's your birthright to live freely, openly, creatively. You're not hurting anyone by expressing yourself. And those that get hurt, that's their work to transmute. And you know that because you have transmuted all of your emotional pain, which probably manifests into physical pain, which is actually what woke you up, into pleasure, into power, into confidence. 4 of Wands, completion. And you have completed that cycle. You're healed. You are aligned. Full body chills. You know who you are, and you're going very far. Keep going. You might not have any idea where it's leading you to, but at this point in your life, you trust yourself so completely. Full body chills still. It's like radiating throughout my body. You trust yourself so completely that you know you will always know exactly what to do, exactly when to do it, exactly how to do it. No sooner or later than the present moment that it's required. You don't need to know what's happening 1 minute from now. In fact, the more present you get, the more you're feeling within your physical vessel, which is the entire purpose of this experience. And what you have really shined the light on was all of the distractions that were pulling you away from appreciating your sacred technology that is the human vessel. You are divine, sacred technology. And anything ever trying to pull you away from your own well-being is not worth your attention anymore. For it does no good for them or you to shine light on dis-ease. It only does good to embody the ease that you are and to teach through the clarity of your example, which is the only way anyone ever teaches anyways. Words don't teach, only life experience does. So as you hear these words, this source resonance that I am speaking through my vocal cords, translating through this technology into your physical vessel, regardless if you understand them or not, the frequency is what you're tuning to, and you will notice your life becoming easier and easier and easier. You will notice the noise becoming quieter and everything seemingly to be almost dreamlike because you'll tap into the remembrance that this is the dream that you designed and that you decided to focus into, and you're worthy to live your dream reality. in each now moment. And you have really shined light on any of those that were trying to pull you away from that and said, I'm not playing that game anymore. I'm living my life, for this is my life to live. And you found that truth. This card pops up a lot. Stillness. For in stillness is, if you're someone who has rushed through life, I'll use my example. Very early on, oh my God, this is a great example. Rooted in lack. Showering. My dad, when I was growing up, when I was in the shower, just enjoying myself, one of the times that, you totally are free, right? You're naked, you're in this cleansing water, it feels amazing. And then I would hear, boom, boom, boom. You'd knock on the ceiling, rushing me out of it. Most likely due to a lack mindset of quote, wasting water, even though he was spending who knows how much on alcohol, right? No judgment. I just really look at the whole picture. No judgment. I'm way past that. And that immediately, very early on in my life, you can relate to this. Maybe it wasn't the shower, but there were other things that you were rushed to. Maybe getting to school. You were awoken by an alarm. That seems wild to me at this point. I haven't used an alarm and I don't know when. You were awoken by an alarm to then rush you to go learn things that other people deemed that you were supposed to learn. And so from a very early age, you were rushed into your life. And as this beautiful beacon of light, which all children are, you might have started dimming because you're like, damn, my energy is being drained. I'm being told to focus on this, but that's not in resonance with my heart center. That doesn't make sense to me. Why would I learn about history when everything is now? Why do I need to know that when we're here now? We're not here to regurgitate the past, which is all that it does. We're here to live now and go from here. In stillness, you can reset all of those energies. So the shower for me, actually, I pay my own water bill. So I don't have someone knocking on the door, rushing me in my time of peace, in my time of cleansing. I'm not rushed to get to school. Thank goodness for Uber. I can drive whenever I want. Thank goodness for my private readings. I am supplied. I can do those whenever I want, whenever my energy is aligned. And that's really what we're coming into as a society, is realizing everyone. I told my husband the other day when we were walking into Costco, because I read energy. I can see everyone, which kind of intimidates people. And you might feel the same. You can see everyone and it's a bit intimidating. For those who haven't gone as deep as you've gone, they can be a bit intimidated by your knowing of them without them even speaking a word, because you can read their energy. And I said, there was someone, she rushed by us and was running throughout. And I used to do that. That's how I know, right? No judgment, ever. It's just observation, awareness. And I said, everyone just needs to go lie under a tree and close their eyes for an hour every day, all of humanity. And the more we do that, the more we'll realize we don't need even half as much stuff or food or anything that we think we need. And that everything that everyone wants is for the feeling of it anyways. And really, most everything that people are doing, they're wanting to relax. I live in America, for those who aren't there, but this is relevant to probably your country as well. How many people work so that then they can go on vacation and relax for a week, and then they go back to something that they don't love, but they think that they need to do for stability. You can be someone who puts out beach chairs and makes $15 an hour and live in a trailer and be super happy. I've met a few people along Uber, is why I'm saying that. Super happy, healthy, fit, vital people in their 60s who are like, yeah, I put out beach chairs every day and that's their life, and they just live a chill life. Where then you have other people who are climbing up a ladder of an illusory ladder in order to make more, in order to buy more, and yet their health is completely shot. They can't do a deep squat. No judgment. It's just we're waking up to like, hello, you're here to be human. And you know this as the beacon of light. I'm kind of going a little tangent, but I'm going tangent because I feel safe, because I have aligned my chakras and I know that I'm divinely protected. Protection. You're protected. My Aunt Sheila, she transitioned many years ago, I think over COVID or something, I forget exactly when, irrelevant. And even while she was here, she was a guiding light for me. She was always protective. I always felt safe to be myself around her. She had something in her. And I think it was because she knew that she was going to be the one guiding me to distance from the entirety of my family, who has rooted their existence in this codependent behavior of thinking it's natural to get sick as you get older. And then the children sacrifice their well-being in order to help the sick elderly. And then it's this vicious cycle that never ends until someone like you, someone like me, says, wait, if you just take care of yourself, you won't experience this. If you just stop self-sacrificing now, with the illusion that you need to do that in order to feel the love that you can only really receive once you learn how to fill your own cup up, then all of humanity doesn't need healthcare, because it's all self-care. And we live like animals on this planet who know how to fend for themselves, who know how to care for themselves. We're co-creating. I'm not pushing against anything. I think all things serve. True intelligence realizes that everything serves. And you are a part of the wave that says, I choose me first. I choose my health first. And you know that you can because you're divinely protected. Let's pull one more to wrap this reading up. Beauty. There is beauty in all. There's beauty in the dis-ease. I hope that conveys through this. There's no animosity or resentment or anger, and I believe that you have let that go as well. For in order to align yourself to your well-being, you must let it go. You must realize, I chose my story. I chose the family that I was going to be born within, and I am abundantly appreciative for all of the participants, for I wouldn't exist otherwise. There's beauty in all of it. I had a moment yesterday where I had to stand against a wall. I was looking at my husband and I go, I feel like I'm going to bust out crying. At the same time, I want to laugh and smile. I feel like the culmination of all that is exploding within me, like a black hole, like turning into a star. And I said, think about briefly all of the wars that had to happen for us to be standing here and now. How many moving parts happened because of altercations in the past, in our perceived past, in order to bring the two of us here. Everyone's story is perfect. Everyone's story is perfect. It does no good to perceive it otherwise. So I want to wrap this up by saying, I love everyone. And I know how to do that because I have found love for myself. And I know that my purpose and yours, who's watching this, 29 minutes in, you're here to embody your self-love so that humanity can ascend past dis-ease rooted in lack-based thinking, so that we can ascend alongside Gaia instead of trying to fight against our natural evolution. We are meant to adapt to the changes that are always happening. We're not meant to stay the same. And that's what makes everything beautiful. That's what makes everything beautiful. The balance of everything. That's the reading I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate your time, your energy. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel. I haven't asked to do that before, but it helps the channel grow and for this message to go out to others. And if you'd like a private reading, I would be honored. newmanflows.com. Until next time, namaste. You got double peace today.